Welcome back. This is part 2 of our breakdown of my favorite scenes of episode 15 of My Mister. In this video, we'll talk about the two scenes that are really crucial in the second part of episode 15, which to me are probably the biggest dramatic climax in the drama. The first of these scenes when Dong Hoon finally finds her and they finally manage to talk it out. And she realizes that he's not angry with her and that she doesn't have to run away from him as well. That is, to me, the biggest dramatic climax in this drama. And then afterwards, that scene in the hospital, that's what we're going to be focusing on. So let's get right into it. For context, Dong Hoon has been running around looking for her. He went to her place. He didn't see her. He's talking to her on the phone continuously, and she's not listening because obviously she's far too ashamed now. And so here he talks to her again. Let's have a look. And then he gets a call. So let's break that down a little bit. Let's have a look.
이제 안 듣냐? 진짜 안 듣냐? 왜 안 들어? 왜?
I love how they did it, that he is now literally like frustrated with her, talking into the phone like some madman. Like if you observed him here, you would think he's crazy. And then the call comes.
네?
Okay, I need to keep my emotions in check. This is great, right? I mean, it's like, boom, that's how you shoot that moment. You don't hear what he's saying. He just picks up, and we assume, everybody assumes at this point that she has called back, right? But of course, that's not what's happened. But we just see his reaction, and he's running through the streets to get to a taxi. So we understand that it must be her, that she's told him where she is. Love that it was him, of course. I mean, when I saw that the first time, that made so much sense. Again, this is a beautiful reversal in this drama where, of course, somebody else is looking out for her and for Dong Hoon and understands that what she needs is for Dong Hoon to find her, which is so beautifully constructed again, because that is what makes sense. That gives you that feeling, any other way it wouldn't have been the same. If he had like finally tracked her down, it wouldn't quite feel the same, would it? I love this guy, this character as well. He's also in some other dramas. I wish he had bigger roles. For example, in Naviera, he had a role in that, and maybe he should have taken that main part. I don't know. But I love his acting. There's something so quietly dignified about him, and at the same time very simple. He seems like a real working class man who is absolutely non-pretentious. He doesn't take any credit, very humble. Okay, the music is playing, it's running, and all of that. Obviously, that hits all my emotional spots. High dramatic climax coming up. I love this look on his face here. It's a bit like, I know and I hope you will do the right thing. She needs you. I don't know what, I mean, that's what he's saying with his eyes here. And they just seem to understand each other, which is beautiful. And that says, thank you. Love the way they time this with the music. Beautiful, just where we need it. This is like, is this the biggest moment in the drama? I don't know. Like him turning the handle, it's a bit like the moment we've all been waiting for has come, and now they finally have a chance to understand 100% how everything is and that she doesn't need to run away. The way he looks at her. I love from the drama point of view how she can't straight away see how he's feeling. But he's just feeling so many things that there's nothing really showing on his face that she can identify straight away. So, and obviously she jumps to the wrong conclusion. This delayed reaction there was also really like, I love how she turns around. It's almost like she's dreaming. He's not really there. Then she realizes it's him, and that fear in her eyes, and physically as well. It's so heartbreaking. And he looks kind of angry there. You could interpret that as anger. We know that he's moved and all that, and that he's finally found her, and he can't believe that she did that. And it comes out in what he's saying in a minute, but at this point, she just thinks he's about to despise her forever. So she puts on that mask, that I'm a criminal mask, I'm a bad person. You should have known that.
사람만 죽인 줄 알았지? 별짓 다 했지? 더 할 수 있었는데. 그러게 누가 4번 이상 잘해주래? 바보같이 아무한테나 잘해주고. 그러니까 당하고 살지.
She's obviously feeling so guilty and so low about herself for all of this that the only way she can talk at this stage is to just live up to that billing in a way, because she anticipates him shouting at her and telling her, how could you should be ashamed of yourself and all of that. And he just cuts right through it, which is so beautiful. Again, and what he's saying is not expected whatsoever. Like, he's not saying, no, it's okay, everything's fine, don't worry. It's still, again, a reversal, which is so beautiful.
고맙다.
When he says thank you for the first time, we're all like, huh? What?
고마워. 그지 같은 내 인생 다 듣고도 내 편 들어줘서 고마워.
And this is like, it's a bit like what he's saying is so cutting through everything else that's been happening. It feels a bit like there's been all this, and he's just going this. And he goes straight 100% for what he really believes, actually. After all the troubles he's had of expressing himself over the previous episodes, with her as well sometimes, he's just getting right to the heart. and he's just getting it all off his chest.
나 이제 죽었다 깨나도 행복해야겠다. 너, 나 불쌍해서 마음 아파하는 꼴 못 보겠고, 난 그런 너 불쌍해서 못 살겠다.
And it's funny. I mean, in a way, he sounds like he's making this all about himself, but it's really about the two of them, you know, because he just feels like she can't just mess up her life for his benefit. And he finds unique words, which the writer needs to be given credit for. Like literally, how do you write a scene like that without having a deep understanding of the character's inner world and what's really going on deep inside? Because the words are unexpected and yet make perfect sense.
너처럼 어린애가 어떻게? 어떻게? 나 같은 어른이 불쌍해서.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah, it just carries on. But it literally just...
그거 마음 아파서 못 살겠다.
Yeah, and her heart obviously aches because of all the things that she has done, and his unhappiness and his pain, and his heart aches because of her pain and her all the things she has done for him as well. Yeah, this is why this is so cathartic.
내가 행복하게 사는 걸 보여주지 못하면 넌 계속 나 때문에 마음 아파할 거고, 나 때문에 마음 아파하는 너 생각하면 나도 마음 아파 못 살 거고.
And he's leading up to it.
그러니까 봐. 어? 봐. 내가 어떻게 행복하게 살아 꼭 봐. 다 아무것도 아니야. 쪽팔린 거? 인생 망가졌다고 사람들이 수군거리는 거? 다 아무것도 아니야. 행복하게 살 수 있어.
Which is really the theme of the whole drama, or one of many themes. But the characters need or search for a way of feeling happy within themselves, and that they found exactly these words for that. You know, and I'm never 100% sure whether the translation, the subtitles is correct, obviously, whatever, but it is what it is. And I, in general, find Netflix subtitles, they're simplified, but often simpler is better for subtitles, and I don't mind them much at all. So
나 안 망가져. 행복할 거야.
in a way, this is like about him while she's there, talking himself through the process of how he's going to deal with this. And it's exactly what she needs to hear. But it's really interesting that this is all about him, you know?
아저씨가 정말로 행복했으면 했어요.
행복하게.
It's like he knew that. He realized that from the beginning. It's like he could feel that already. So that's why he said all that. Because that's exactly what she needed to hear to get her cathartic moment here. And now... now the music is going up a bit, and now we see just... I love this. We just see a tiny bit of her hand, and we make the link to the hospital scene and her being treated there. And yeah, just beautiful how beautifully subtle that is again. And there's no dialogue about it. Oh, you're injured. None of that stuff. It's just, yeah, these transitions are just perfect. Okay, let's go straight into the hospital scene, which so many of you wanted to see as well. So she's had her arm fixed. He called his wife, and now the scene happens.
내가 먼저 회사 가서 대충 상황 정리하고 그리고 할머니 보러 가자. 할머니 보고 그리고 같이 경찰서에 가자. 걱정하지 마. 집사람이 도와줄 거야. 사실대로 다 말하고 정리하면 돼.
Love the pacing of this as well. And she's not reacting really because she doesn't understand what he's trying to do.
그리고 도준 형 얘기 다 해도 돼. 괜찮아. 나도 집사람도 다 말하기로 했어.
Love this moment here when he says that, because it brings us all back to the moment when they had this chat in the cafe and he said, I want you to pretend that you don't know anything if you find out something about me. And she took that so seriously that she was going to throw her whole life away here. Not that she wanted to get caught anyway, but, you know, she obviously she didn't expect to get support from his wife as a lawyer. And so, yeah, but she's obviously surprised by this because she hasn't been listening. So let's hear the reaction.
안 들었어? 핸드폰에 대고 집사람이 다 얘기했는데.
어떻게 들어요? 내가 몰래 듣고 있는 거 다 아는데.
Yeah, and this just shows really how ashamed she was and how guilty she feels about all this now. And her complete transformation from how she started out, you know, when she just tried to survive it by all means. And, you know, it's really like, this is why this is one of the, probably the most satisfying transformation of a character over the course of a drama ever that I've seen.
진짜 내가 안 미운가?
And this, of course, was at the back of her mind the whole time. Yeah, and here we come to the bit that we all love, I think.
사람 알아버리면 그 사람 알아버리면 그 사람이 무슨 짓을 해도 상관없어. 내가 널 알아.
Yeah, a lot of subtext going on there, isn't it? This is the closest I think they've come to sort of declaring their love for each other, sort of thing. I mean, in a way. I know it doesn't on the surface sounds like it, but he's trying his best to be, not step over the line, but it feels very much like that.
아저씨 소리 다 좋았어요.
This definitely is saying something along those lines, really.
아저씨 말,
착하다.
생각,
모른 척 해줄게.
말소리.
Yeah, you can't get any more open than this for her. Having done all this, to say this now, to be so honest with him, you know, this is a declaration of love in the widest sense of the word.
사람이 뭔지 처음 본 것 같았어요.
And that's the end of the scene, and it's just beautiful that just is the last sentence in that scene. And that's really her journey, you know, in this drama. That's where it was coming out in a sentence. She realized what it can be like to live when somebody actually cares about you, when you're not being brutalized the whole time, when you're not just trying to survive, when you're not living in hell, but just how it can be when somebody cares about you, but also when you care about somebody so much. And it definitely feels like sort of her first love or something, you know, the kind of thing when something else opens up, and that's what it is like for her. And that's why it's so lovely that she, probably with the drugs that she's just had, with all the exhaustion from everything, she's just had a big breakdown. And after that, we are often so honest that we can put into words exactly what's been going on. And that's why this scene is so moving. And why this episode is such a heartbreaker. Yes. There we are. These were the two scenes that I wanted to talk about from this part. There's another scene where she closes down the app, which is really significant in this drama. We're running out of battery and the card is running low, so we're going to leave it here. Let's talk in the comments. There's so much to talk about here. Let's have a chat. And then we're going to be going on to episode number 16 soon. So we'll see how that goes. I'll see you in the next one.